And one last thing, we'd like to talk about the CM Punk situation.
Yes.
Very official sounding. Very official sounding.
I'm an official kind of guy.
Yeah.
Not really, but we can pretend.
Yes. All right. So the pay-per-views in Chicago. Last time WWE was there was a Raw show, and place was going crazy. Paul Heyman comes out to CM Punk's music, and they basically just use that as to building the storyline towards Brock Lesnar and Undertaker. I don't think they can get away with that again. I think if Punk is not there,
Then we know for sure.
yeah,
He's done.
they have to address it like he's done, he's gone. They shouldn't just they shouldn't acknowledge it. They shouldn't play towards the crowd. Let them get the chant out. I mean, it will die down at some point. I mean, it's Chicago, so it's going to take a little bit longer to die down.
Yeah.
But, they're giving them really good matches, and that will probably keep them occupied a little bit. And it just all depends what happens throughout the night. If something major happens, it'll get them buzzing about that instead of worrying about, hey, is Punk going to come out?
Yeah.
But it is something you have to think about because, again, they are in Chicago. Chicago goes nuts for Punk. So,
Just hope that it doesn't take away, them chanting Punk all the time. I hope it doesn't take away from the other matches. And Punk's a good guy, good wrestler, but just it's taken away too much.
only if you let it, though, as a wrestler, because, I mean, you got to remember, these guys, if they're heels, they get heckled, they get sweared at, and honestly, any wrestler that complains and whines about chants, they're too soft, because the fans pay their money. They
True.
pay these, high ticket prices, and, within reason, they should be able to act, in a mature way, but they should be able to chant whatever they want without, fear of backlash from the
Who
company.
knows? We might not even hear the chants because they've been working on editing them out.
I mean, you can't do that on live, though. I mean, you can only distract and kind of talk over it for so much, but, I mean, Chicago gets loud.
Yeah,
So,
true.
no matter if they talk over it, we're still going to hear it. And they don't have the luxury of commercial breaks like they did like they
On
did.
Raw, it might be easier to edit out
Yeah.
to some degree.
Yeah,
but-
because you can cut to commercial, you can talk kind of over the crowd, you can get someone on the mic and kind of just do something to get them to react a different way. But they're not going to be able to do that now. They're really in the tough spot. So if Punk really is not there and he has no desire to be there, they got to make sure this pay-per-view is one of the best, because Chicago's not going to be happy if Punk's not there.
I think the Punk chants will be the loudest and most prevalent during the beginning of the show, especially during the El Torito versus Hornswoggle match, most likely. But we'll have to see. I mean, I agree with you. The fans, they pay a lot of money, so they can voice their opinions however they want, as long as they're not, punching each other and throwing beer bottles, stuff like that. As long as they're civil about it. But at the same time, sometimes it is annoying. I mean, even though you're right, the wrestlers shouldn't be soft, especially the heels. But, I mean, sometimes it is annoying when you're watching a match and you hear these random CM Punk chants. And I get it. Sometimes these matches are boring and the crowd is going to try to do something to entertain themselves or to send a message to the WWE. That's good.
And that's the fault of WWE for putting together a match that doesn't entertain the fans. If you don't put your best product out there, you're liable to have that segment of the show being taken over by fans chanting, whether it's boring or chanting CM Punk. I mean, the worst chants to hear are ones that are a reflection of the match itself. If you start chanting other wrestlers' names or other people's names, that's just whatever. It's what wrestling fans are doing. But in my opinion, hearing a boring chant or hearing a I mean,
Same old shit.
same old
I
shit.
swore.
Or yeah, it's all good. We're adults here. And but the worst was back when they brought ECW back up, ECW, and they had Batista versus Big Show for the ECW title, and they were in Hammerstein Ballroom, which is a predominant ECW arena from back in the day. ECW fans are hardcore, and they're used to like top quality. They get Batista versus Big Show. They start chanting, "Change the channel," because they're on TV. They know they're on live TV.
That's hilarious.
So they start chanting, "Change the channel." Like that's the stuff you gotta be afraid of, not someone chanting CM Punk, or "We want Punk." It's hearing "Change the channel" or
"This
boring.
is awful."
Yeah, hearing stuff like that. That's what you have to guard against. If this crowd wants to chant CM Punk, then let them chant CM Punk. What you do is you don't. If he's not there and you want it to die out, let it die out on its own, because it will. They will get exhausted from chanting it. As long as they put a good quality product in the ring, they will be focused on that, and you won't have to worry about addressing it or the chance annoying people.
Yeah, if Punk's not coming back by then I don't know, because his contract is up in July, or 2 months away. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's planning his wedding to AJ, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping busy. He's taking his time and healing up and doing things he wants to do, which is great, and I'm all for it. And I have no problem with him, leaving the way he did, because the WWE is very demanding. Their schedule is crazy. You're traveling 300 plus days. You get barely any rest. You get a few days here and there throughout the week, but the guy is injured. He's probably burnt out. He's been wrestling since his early 20s probably.
Yeah.
So,
how old is he now?
I think
35.
Yeah, he's like mid 30s. So he's getting to that age where wrestlers start to slow down like a little bit, but he also wants to take care of himself. So this is probably his way of recuperating on a major level. Or if you believe the article that came out in Chicago, he's retired and he's good. He's done for good. I would like for him just to come out and just say, thank you to Chicago.
Have like a proper send off.
Yeah, because to end your career that way,
it kind of sucks.
It does, because you don't get to have that final moment like we're used to as wrestling fans. Edge had it, to a lesser degree. Each time Stone Cold and Rock, they had their moments and stuff. Whenever wrestlers needed to retire for whatever reason or just stop coming altogether. But
I don't blame him for leaving, but he was still under contract. So,
the man's still getting paid. The man still is having his image and his merchandise being sold by WWE. It's not so much that he needs to be there to wrestle, but they're still making money off of him.
Yeah,
so it's a win-win either way. He gets to chill and heal up, and then they get to make money off of. They still sell stuff online. They have comic books with his likeness on it. They have action figures with his likeness on it. So this notion that he needs to be there when he's when he's injured or he's worn down, is ridiculous in my opinion, because other wrestlers have done it in the past. Stone Cold did it. He walked down on WWE. He was sick and tired of their crap, and no one gave him any shit.
Good point.
Because he's Stone Cold, But,
good point.
I mean, he's allowing them to use the likeness to not only to make them money, but he also makes money too off royalties.
Yeah.
He was wearing down. He wasn't happy. Why should he stick around?
But like I said before, I just wish the fans had a proper send off, just seeing them one last time.
Yeah,
and you could make a speech thanking the fans and stuff like that.
Yeah. So maybe that happens tonight. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think Game 6 of Chicago versus LA, the hockey game, is in Chicago. So
yeah,
he'll be around, obviously. he goes to all the hockey games, so it wouldn't take too much for him just to go to the arena and just say, hey, what's up? Here I am, and here's what's been going on with me. So that's just my opinion, though.
We just wish him the best, I guess.
No, that's all you can do as a wrestling fan when you see a wrestler go through this stuff, because people don't realize how much stuff they put their bodies through. I mean, even their minds.
A lot of sleepless nights too.
Yeah. I mean, wrestlers.
Traveling.
Yeah, wrestlers take care of themselves. Can only take care of themselves so much, and then the constant falling, the bumps, and just the craziness that happens when you're on the road and stuff. It wears on you as a wrestler. So he needs this, and maybe one day he does come back. If it's not Sunday, maybe down the line when he's ready. But in a way, I do hope that he does Sunday come back and just to say a few things, and just kind of, and that would also kind of quell the fans a little.
It would kind of like put closure on it.
Yeah,
because we're kind of like in limbo right now. So
yeah, that's where I think these chants are coming from, because they don't have this finality, because it was just one day he's not there anymore.
Yeah,
he's scheduled
just
to
so
be
suddenly.
There. So I think that's the best thing you can do. You have him come out, have him talk. You say, thank you for the chance, thank you for the support, but let's focus on the guys that need it. Okay.
But the question is, he may want to do that, but would WWE let him after the way he left?
Oh, it would. Come on, they've taken people back for worse stuff.
That's
I
true.
mean, there would be no reason why, if CM Punk goes to Vince or Triple H, says, hey, let me talk to the fans for a little bit, and you'll get back to your show, and I can get them focused again on your product instead of chanting my name all the time, all throughout the show.
I wonder what he thinks of those random CM Punk chants.
He probably likes the support. I'm sure he's happy that the fans are still thinking about him, but he's more concerned about, making the best of his time, going to, Cubs games and Blackhawk games and working things out with AJ and stuff like that.
You know what I would have liked to see, and this probably won't ever happen, but Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk for the title. That would have been kind of cool to see.
It might happen. You never know.
Yeah, it still could happen. Maybe down the line. I was hoping that would happen sooner, but it's honestly up to Punk right now. But I think at the very least, the best thing he can do right now is show up, thank the fans, and get them kind of focused on, well, now you got Daniel Bryan this year, now you got The Shield, now you have Ziggler and all that. So give your energy to them, give your focus to them, because those are the guys you love. So give them your time, and then you will do for them what you did for me.
They really need to push Ziggler. What's up with that? It's like, this guy's not fighting in any big matches.
It's bullshit.
He's fun to watch. He has personality. I mean, come on. Same as Sandow. Give him a push.
Yeah, it's this curse that WWE, they make something happens to these younger guys, and they drop them completely, and they kind of get lost in the shuffle.
I remember he had a title at one point, Ziggler, but...
And then he gets concussed, and then he comes back, and he loses the title. I'm like, to Del Rio, of all people, which, to me, does nothing for me. Like, I could care less.
Yeah.
For him, but... And he didn't really connect with anyone. Like, he was a great heel and all, but... I don't know.
He needs his car gimmick back.
I mean, that's
or his ring announcer back, Ricardo. He needs him back.
At least that kind of wealthy, rich, upper class gimmick that really gets under the skin of people. Like, that was really good. So,
yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for watching our videos. We hope you enjoyed them. Any last words?
Watch WWE Payback this Sunday.
Yep. Go see X-Men Days of Future Past. It's really good.
Really, 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 really good.
And go Rangers.
Go Rangers! Stanley Cup, yeah! Follow me on Twitter, AlexCode14. Feel free to subscribe to me.
Bad joke, Alex.
Bad joke, Alex.
It was not here.
At Twitter, at Tim Beagle.
And I don't have a Twitter. Screw Twitter.